Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast reviews edition. I'm one of your hosts, Jong Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friend. I'm going to start with the person immediately below me, Chubax. How are you doing, my man?
Exhausted, tired, but goddamn happy to be here. I'm Chubax.
Awesome.
Call me Papa.
We will not. Immediately below him, another one of our bestest best friends, waking up at an ungodly time to record with us, is Arnie. Arnie, say
Hello there, muchachos. You can
hi.
call me Argyle.
If this is your first time getting into this channel, thank you very much for your view. We hope you like and subscribe and hit that little bell so you know when our videos are dropping. We are the Plus 63 HP Nexus of podcasts. We have this review show, so it comes out every Monday and Tuesday. We have one weekly TV show, TV series that we review, and we also have a weekly movie of the week for review. Give our opinions and ratings so you know whether you should watch it yourselves with your friends and family. We also have our D&D podcast, our very first D&D campaign that we drop every Wednesday. And on Thursdays, we have a curated list of clips, videos, featurettes that we react to, see if we should be hyped about these upcoming content or not. If you do not like seeing our faces, but you just want to listen to us, put us in the background while you're working or doing your chores, we are also in every single podcasting app that you can think of. So just search Plus 63 HP. We prefer Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. Like and subscribe us there as well. Help us with the algorithms. And if you want to interact with us, follow us in any of our social feeds. We are in Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook with the handle at Plus 63 HP. Next week, our movie of the week is a recently dropped, kind of like a small, a semi-indie-ish gem, Black Phone. So if you want to interact with us, react with us, and give us your thoughts about Black Phone starring
Correction, it's
Ethan Hawke.
the Black Phone.
The Black
My
Phone.
bad.
If you want to interact with us with there, give us your thoughts. Watch along, and then hit us up. But this week, we have a cinematic masterpiece that we need to discuss together. As if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you may know that myself, Chubax, and RJ are big fans of the gem of this person, Nicolas Cage.
No,
So
it's
we are
Nick fucking Cage.
Nick.
No, it's Nick motherfucking Cage.
It's Castor Troy.
He makes a bajillion movies a year, and inevitably one or two of those is going to be a fucking joy to watch, whether it is good we should watch it, or whether it's extremely bad. We do not know, but either way, you'll be very entertained. This week we are reviewing the recently dropped on streaming services, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Before we go to our initial reactions and deep dive into the movie, a few stats for Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It is directed by Tom Gormican. He has no Wikipedia page, so
What?
I'm excited to get to know more of the things that he does. Also written by Tom Gormican and Kevin Efton, produced by Nick Cage, of course. Stars, of course, Nick Cage with the Mandalorian himself, Pedro Pascal, the real daddy of us all. Sharon Horgan, Tiffany Haddish is there, Ike Barnholtz, Alessandra Mastronodi, Jacob Scipio, and Neil Patrick fucking Harris playing Nick Cage's agent.
And Paco Leon as Lucas Gutierrez. Alvy's
There you
cousin.
go. It runs, the runtime is 107 minutes, so super tight, under 2 hours, super fun. It is actually released in English and Spanish. So
Oh, really?
one day I'll find a movie that is dubbed in Spanish as well. See how that goes. The budget of the movie is $30 million, so very
Wow.
slim, right? Very efficient. It doesn't look like a $30 million film. We'll discuss
Yeah,
that later.
yeah.
Right? It looked a lot more expensive than that, so that's great. But as of this recording, July 23rd on a Saturday, it has only made $29 million in the box office. So I'll do some more research whether that's good or bad, because we have heard good things about this movie on the tweets when it came out, but
Mhm.
maybe most of its revenue came from like licensing or putting it on future streaming services and whatnot. Before we dive into the synopsis, the plot, and discuss the movie beat by beat. Chubax, what is your initial non-spoilery reaction, and how will you pitch this movie to Arnie, who has not seen this movie at all? So, initial reaction.
So initial reactions. I liked it. I liked it more than I thought, but I didn't love it.
Mhm.
So I liked it. It was fun and it was funny. Had me laughing out loud actually in some parts.
Hmm.
And how do I pitch it? So Nick Cage, a struggling actor, and then uh he gets invited to or paid to go to a party because he's struggling.
Mhm.
So he goes to a party in Spain, and the CIA recruits him because the guy that invited him apparently is like a big crime boss, and then hijinks ensue from there. So like he's playing a spy, so and himself.
Yeah. Uh,
So you.
I think I was exactly going to describe it the same way. It's a fun movie. The acting is surprisingly good. Like
Oh,
I don't know if Nicolas Cage turns his acting chops on and off in different movies, because he was playing over the top here, playing himself over
over
the
the
top,
top.
but not it doesn't
Not too
look
much. Yeah.
overacting, right?
Yeah.
It was funny,
It
like
made
you mentioned.
sense.
It's kind of like um a buddy movie, a buddy cop movie. All the supporting actors had some use there.
Mm-hmm. We'll
The
discuss that.
views are
Yeah.
great, but yeah, it's super funny. You kind of expect all the beats of the movie, but in the end, you're still entertained. So like
Mm-hmm.
I was, we saw this at the Nighthawk, so my expectations were a little high because I'm paying full price,
Mm-hmm.
full cinema price for this, expecting this is going to be a shit show, but it wasn't. It was actually a well-made
Mm-hmm.
movie. So, all right, with that, Chubax, hit us with the plot, and then we'll discuss
Okay.
what we liked
So
and did not like about Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I'll keep it tight. Wiki plot is guiding my guiding, but I'll try to be quick. So Nicolas Cage is struggling. At the start, he was trying to meet a director, trying to apply for a role, and he does the awkward thing of like auditioning in the parking lot, like
Yeah,
showing his lines while the
yeah,
director's watching. It's like everybody like so awkward, and he doesn't get it. The surprising thing here, the funny thing is he has a hallucination of talking to himself, a younger
himself,
version of himself
younger.
that's more like over the top. I don't know what movie that's from. Is it from a specific movie or just
So I
like
don't know in particular, but I think it's probably leaving Las
yeah,
Vegas,
that's
because
what I
that's
thought
where
also. So he's
because
he had
that's
that weird bob cut and then
yeah, and
younger
that's where he won an
plain face.
Oscar too.
Yeah.
So I would assume that would be the one that would be closest to him.
Yeah, so basically this crazy Nicky, I think it's his character's name's Nicky, the hallucination. He's the bad influence that not bad, more like he wants Nick Cage to keep being a star, a movie star. So anything else, family, daughter, crappy movies, he's pushing Nicolas Cage not to do. So he just keeps aiming for the a movie star. And like one of the signature lines here is like we're back baby, but we never
Mhm.
went anywhere. or we didn't go anywhere. I think is that something like that.
Yep.
So, anyways, he's staying at a hotel, I think, and he's racking up debt, and he's estranged to his wife. Well, not really estranged, more like he's divorced with his wife, and he's always trying with his daughter, which is refreshing. But the problem is when he's trying with his daughter, it's always like what he likes when he wants her to watch the movies that he likes, and so the daughter's like awkward and sometimes scared because if she doesn't like it, maybe the dad will get mad. So they're kind of there's like a big rift there, and then Barney Stinson or Barney Neil Patrick Harris plays his agent and asks him to. There's a guy from Spain gonna pay you $1 million just to visit him.
Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan. So just visit him for a party. First he doesn't want to go, but then he has this. He didn't get the part from the director in the start, so he has a breakdown in front of his. That was like typical crazy dad stuff. He has a breakdown on his daughter's 18th birthday party. He plays a song like so awkward. That's supposed to be about the daughter, but everybody knows it's about him being depressed or something. So, anyways, he's forced to go to meet Javi, this rich. What did they say his job was? Like,
I forget.
oh wait,
How do you? I just know that he
he's
is
like a
a
billionaire or something, like a
Yeah.
very rich guy. So once he gets there, this is where like anytime there's like Javi and Nicholas together, it's
the best.
I
I
love
was
it
so
'cause
surprised.
Pedro Pascal
So
is just-
surprised.
Pedro Pascal is so charming, and there Arnie, as you can see from the screen, that's Nicky. He's talking to
Himself.
himself, like it's psycho. So anyway, anytime Javi's together with Nick, it's just awesome because like Javi's so in love with Nicolas Cage, he's his biggest fan, and then so he's just telling him how big of a fan he is. He loves his movies and stuff, but Nick's like at first like dismissive because he's just there for the money, but then they bond. Hold on a second.
Special guest.
Cage. So, anyways, they connect because Javi's just so pure hearted and he just loves Nicolas Cage.
An actual movie fan that they were connecting about actual
Yeah.
films that were made.
And Nick,
It was the best.
and Javi wants Nicolas Cage to star in his screenplay. He made a screenplay that he wants Nicolas Cage to star in, and I love that sequence where he's trying to show Nicolas the story. So they're like driving in the field and like, no, Nick, I have to be with
Did you-
Gabriella. They're after us. Let's run. So they run. So he's just like playing out the screenplay, but then they end
Yeah.
up in the cliff and they both jump. Like Nicolas Cage gets so into the story, like, okay, we gotta get you to Gabriella. And once they jump, like, holy shit, that was so high, and then they fall down. Anyways, during this time, CIA two agents like Tiffany Haddish, right?
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, Haddish and this other guy. I think this is like not the stupid part of the story, more like these two CIA agents are like so stupid. Like they're using
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage because apparently Javi the
person that
the
invited.
mob boss. Oh, the person that invited him is apparently a crime boss and kidnapped presidential nominee of another country. Oh, I don't know which country. It was another country, and they won't return her unless he steps out of the presidential running. So the CIA want Nick Cage to help them get the girl, which is fucking stupid because Nicolas Cage is, of course, not trained, but also like he has his own set of issues. It's like fucked up, and then so hijinks ensues. He tries to, typical spy stuff like hack into the security network. And there's a funny scene where he's they're like the most stupid tech, right? There's like this piece of paper, Arnie, or like a film. You put it on one arm, on one side of your hand, and then you rip the outside. And you're not supposed to touch the outside because it's poison. It's not even. I thought at first it was like a trank. No, it's a deadly poison.
Deadly poison.
So it's deadly poison, and you're not supposed to touch your body. But then Nicholas comes out like he's looking for bad guys, and then he goes like, "Oh, he's sweating." I think I touched my head. That's right. And then he almost dies because of that. And then I like the reaction of the guy because Tiffany, the female agent, was the one that was pushing Nick, and the other guy was like, "It's Nicolas fucking Cage. He's an actor. We can't use him." And then at that point, he was like, "Oh my god, we got Nick Cage killed. We got Nick Cage killed." So, anyways, as this is going, they hack into the security. There's a room they want Nick Cage to enter because they think that's where the girl's being held up, and then Javi brings him to that space, and it's just like his Nicolas Cage trophy room. He has shit like he has the bunny from Con Air. He has the what was the other one?
A life-size wax figure
Of Face Off
Face Off
Castor Troy.
with the actual guns,
guns.
the real gun, the golden gun. There was something else besides from the. Anyways, so it's just like so many stuff, and then at the end we figure out that Javi is just the poster
The
boy,
front.
the front. He's not the real crime boss. The crime boss is his cousin, and we get a funny scene where the CIA tells Nick that he has to kill Javi. That's the only hope, and then the cousin figures out that the CIA is there and tells Javi to kill Nicolas Cage. So there's a scene where they face off, and it's funny they even swap shoes. There's so small stuff like that that are so funny. I like it. And this is when the story picks up, and this is when the first part was a little uneven for me. Like some good stuff, some
It's
dragging.
yeah, it's a little cringy because what's his name? Pedro Pascal was a little too much of a fanboy, and then Nicolas Cage was a little bit too much of himself. But when they
Yeah,
were
once
when
the
they were
stakes started
officially best
happening,
friends,
yeah, when they protected each other, I started no secrets, all secrets out, and came together. That's when and the stakes happened. That's when things started picking up, and I was laughing out loud. Like some scenes, like uh, they were hiding from gunmen, and they said, Javi, get the car. I'll wait here." And then they said, "No, you're the better runner." "What do you mean? I saw in National Treasure you run fast." "Oh, that's the stunt team, not in the featurette making up." And then Nicholas didn't have any comeback. Like shit, damn it. So
oh,
anyway,
goodness,
so they help each other.
Oop.
Have no.
we lost him.
It froze.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
froze.
Uh,
Can you hear me?
while we are waiting,
It's so good. It froze.
Hello. What? Okay. So also bala Javi wanted Nick to be reconnect with his wife, so he brought the wife and the daughter there, so they're in the mix. And then Lucas knows that Javi betrayed him, so he kidnaps Nicolas Cage's daughter. So it's up to Nick Cage, Javi,
Javi, little
Nicolas Cage
Gabriella,
ex-wife, and Javi's uh
assistant
beloved
slash love interest.
beloved, yeah. So they have to try to save them, and then in the end they save him. There's nice action sequence. Javi always, I just love that he loves Nicolas Cage so much. He sacrifices himself, and in the end, they have the scene that made me laugh also. Like the finale scene, they jump the car straight into embassy. I think that's the embassy, right?
Mhm.
And then the bad guy alone follows him in the car. So he has Nicolas Cage hostage. Everybody, all the guards pointing at him, and then the daughter throws him a knife, and then he gets it and he stabs Javi, and then he starts like emoting too much, like I was like, that's too much, and then it became the movie. So they made a movie about
About
what
what
happened
had
to them,
happened.
and then in the end, yeah, he's with Javi. Javi's like a screenplay writer, and he's famous now also. And yeah, but instead of going out into the parties again, he just stays home with his ex-wife and the daughter, and then they reconnect. Oh, and my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes was also when they were talking about the top 3 movies, and Javi's top 3 movies was number 1, Face Off. Number 2 is the Cabin of Caligula, Cabin in
Uh,
Caligula, something like
Ca-
that.
Cagliostro.
Cagliostro, something like that.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was stalling. Then Nicholas said, "Javi, stop stalling. Tell me Tell me your top 3 movie. It's Paddington 2. And then,
Oh
Paddington
shit!
2.
Oh shit! I forgot. I
and then
forgot.
Nick Cage was like, what? Come on, there's like Cabin of Cagliostro, Paddington 2. I don't want to be a snob, but there's a big disconnect there. And then Javi says, I cried the whole movie. Wanted me to be a better man. I don't fuck you. And then it cuts to the scene where they're watching it, and Nicolas Cage is crying, and Javi's crying. It's like, Paddington 2. And Javi's like, I fucking told you.
I am. So that's true too. So I was watching this with my friend Lux, and then we both have not seen Paddington 2 and did not realize how, what if it probably was just a joke, right?
No, it's really good
But
from what
there's
I heard.
but plenty of movies to reference Paddington 2 as their most favorite
Yeah,
film. So
I
we
heard
have
I
a
heard from it
scheduled time to
from
watch it.
I heard from Danny. It's like really really good.
Yeah,
My other scene
that'll
was
be on
like
the list.
when Lucas, the real bad guy, has Nicolas Cage in a hostage, and oh no, Nicolas Cage has Lucas in a hostage at the start, and
Mhm.
then because Arnie, he went in disguised as somebody else, and
Mm.
it worked. And then finally, when he caught he got the jump on Lucas, and then Lucas was like realizing who it is. So he's being held like that. Lucas is like, Nick fucking Cage, and then Nick goes like, "It's Nick motherfucking Cage." I was like, I love it. It was so good. Oh my god. And then, so yeah, that's basically the movie. I liked it. It was short. They didn't drag it out.
Yeah.
There was just some scenes at the start that were a little too long or too dragging. But aside from that, I liked it.
The plot is super simple. Nick Cage is hired to attend a party. This rich person is a big fan of Nick Cage who wants to pitch his screenplay. And then apparently that family of Pedro Pascal is corrupt, killing people. CIA comes in. In the end, though, it's all about the best friendship between Nick
It was serious.
Cage and Pedro Pascal that was very believable. Pedro Pascal is extremely charming, extremely like endearing in this movie. He's kind of like he's a fanboy, he's a film buff, he's a goes like a what do you call this? A hopeless romantic with his assistant.
He went that way
Uh
where it was like at first he's charming, you like him, and then as you said, there's a part where it goes too much fanboy to Nicolas Cage, but
mhm.
he kept pushing it and kept playing it
And
that
then it
it went
becomes
back
cool.
to the he's like so fun and a charming asshole.
Uh,
I
and
love Pedro.
yeah, I don't know what about this movie that made it because like usually when we watch Nicolas Cage movies, like he is just phoning it in. He is, it's painful to watch him, and that's what we like. But here, like he was kind of playing a version of himself, so it was super fun, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, you could in the plot you could smell a mile away that Pedro Pascal is definitely not the one that
Yeah,
is like running this what is cartel
cartel.
someplace that is planning to overthrow this particular government, etc., etc. Uh, and that's where you kind of realize, okay, that's why you guys are going to be best friends because you're going to help each other solve this. And I really do like the fact that it was the quick resolution in the end, where the entire movie was kind of like an homage, an ode to screenwriting, filmmaking, what is lost in filmmaking right now, which is kind of like the underlying symbolism of the entire movie. uh and yet even in the plot there's a certain portion in the plot where the CIA is trying to extend. They want more time, so with Javi, with Pedro Pascal. So Nicolas Cage like introduces these cinema tropes to make money. You need to have more action, you need to have uh a love scene, etc., etc. So like you kind of get to see the mind of filmmakers nowadays to make hits, and then that's kind of what happened with their actual movie. In the end, it turned into this like well, it started off as just like a character driven piece. That's what they're saying. It's a character movie, and then it slowly turned into action, slowly turned into love. It started to do this like explosion hits, which became
The
their
whole,
hit.
yeah.
So that was super
And
fun. That
like as you said, it doesn't look like a 30 million film. It's
mhm.
shot well, it's lighted well, it's edited well. It doesn't take you out like, oh, they didn't have budget here or something. It looks good, you know. Even on an iPad, I saw it. It looked like quality filmmaking. They didn't phone the cinematography in. They didn't phone the shots in. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
it was what do you call this? It was mostly shot in this very picturesque villa somewhere, so they would really maximize that location. So and that was it. It was really really good. I truly enjoyed this film. All right, is there anything else that we want to describe this movie about, or are we ready to rate it?
I think we're ready to rate it.
Ready to rate it. I'll start because you did the synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very, very solid 7 for me. Right? It is an 100 minutes. It is Nicolas Cage. There's a little bit of over the top Nicolas Cage. There's a lot of charming, endearing Pedro Pascal. There is action. There's a lot of comedy, but as I mentioned, there's a lot of
Uneven.
subplots about making a movie and how movie has become formulaic right now, become dumb for the audiences. It's an ode to old movies that they love, that they learned something from, that has been lost recently. There is the angle of um I don't know what's the English term for torpe, but Pedro Pascal being in love with his assistant was a subplot. It's one of those things that it's nice that it was
She was
discussed, or
pretty.
it she was pretty, but also it's like usually like if the boss is in love with an employee, that's sexual harassment ish. But they did it very well here. It's very, very light touch. And of course there is the subplot of Nicolas Cage still following his dream of becoming this star, and you know that it is like he's washed, like he understands that he's a washed actor already, and um he has neglected his family. That's why he was at the start of the movie he was being divorced. He was also didn't understand how to communicate with his daughter, so instead of showing how much she loved her, she was embarrassing her. So that's another subplot in the movie. And yeah, in the end, it's just one of those things where he correctly made fun of himself, like Nicolas Cage did. It was a perfect balance of I'm capitalizing. Like I know that I'm making shitty movies right now. I know that I'm no longer Oscar winning Nicolas Cage. I know I'm not like the person that will headline blockbusters. But I'm still going to make this quality film. So that's why I'm giving the movie a 7.
I was gonna give it a 7 also, but discussing this with you, as you said, there's layers to it, so it made it increase. I'll go with an 8, just because,
Ooh.
as you said, the layers like were he's making fun of himself. He made the movie funny, and then it went into his friendship, and then they were talking about movies and tropes, and then that came into play in the movie, and then there was the action also, and then they made that into movie. So, and then I also like even his apology to his family. It was fucked up. Like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. Spend more time with you, but I hope you would know that. Was there something like if it was reverse, I would I would accept. If you were the artist, I would accept that you would focus on that more than me. Like what? You're apologizing and you're still like bringing. But then at the end, the proper way to apologize is by action. saving them, and then that scene at the end was so sweet where there he finally said, let's watch a movie, but you choose. Small things like that that made it sweet at the end. And I
He
like
was
that.
trying to groom his daughter
Yeah,
to be a film buff like he was.
and
But
they knew
yeah.
that Nicolas Cage himself was over the top, and maybe Javi. But the wife wasn't. She's not the typical divorced wife that's angry at Nicolas Cage or anything. She was even sweet, and she was like, Nick, I need you to be a better father. We need you, like stuff like that. The daughter wasn't angsty or too much over the
No,
top.
yeah,
Also,
that's the other thing too. The portrayal of the family again, the portrayal of the family that was the neglected family, the divorced family, was done in not the typical tropish way. Again, and even the
Yeah.
assistant, like it's just not the overachieving assistant that is in love with this boss or her boss, yada yada. No, it was like light touches, and because everything else was extremely
Too much. Yeah.
exaggerated, these ones were like very realistic. So I that's the reason why this movie was, I think, better than expected, because it wasn't just like a one tone kind of thing.
And then we got a cameo from Demi Moore playing the wife in the movie.
The wife at the
Like what the?
she's still hot.
That's true. But yeah, so that's Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent starring Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal.
And you've heard us talk about the plot. You've heard us talk about what we thought about the movie. Let us know in the comments if you were influenced by our reviews and watching it as well. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think. What is your rating about The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
Oh.
And next week, our movie of the week is The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke.
I'm so excited
watch
for that
along
one.
with us. It is a horror film, suspense thriller. So I think that's going to be fun. I'm excited to watch that. Um, uh, 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 Extra. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment on our channel. Just open up your YouTube app or your browser, type in youtube.com/plus63hp. We are there. This is what you're watching. We are on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the handle at +63hp. And we are on all your favorite podcasting apps. Just search +63hp. We prefer Apple, Spotify, and or Amazon. Final goodbyes. Arnie, thanks for hanging out and listening to us review about review Unbearable Weight of Massive Being. Say your goodbyes for this episode.
Well, I'm gonna watch the movie now. I'm gonna try before I deny, bro, chachos.
Chubax?
Yeah, thanks. Give it a shot. It's Nick fucking Cage, so worth the time.
It's a good movie to watch with your friends and family. And again, thank you very much if you reach this point of the video. We hope that you watch us again. Come join us next week. And with that, thank you very much and goodbye.